Hello and welcome back to some more Soccer Spirits. This is Galatea. Today I'm just going to go over some things to look out for if you're new in this game. If you are new in this game and watching the video, welcome to Soccer Spirits. It's a pretty fun game. It's a CCG or card collecting game. There's no trading involved. You can't trade with other players. It's actually a bonus in this game because trading can ruin games quickly. So this game should last a fairly long time because of that. Since you're new to this game and wondering what you should be doing or what's the best way about making your team better or leveling up faster and all those kind of tedious things, I will try to give some insight. These may not be 100% accurate. I've been playing for a while, but some people in this game have better insight than me at certain things, so take what you can from this and learn from others as well if you can. There's information out on the websites for Soccer Spirits, so you can go and look up stuff and people to talk to. But enough about that though. Let's get down to business. Okay, so the first thing I will go over is actually stats to let you have a grasp. All right, maybe not Luca. Let's try someone else. Let's go with Bell. A little bit more user friendly. Okay, so as you can see, there's an assortment of stats on this page, and they all, of course, do a specific thing. You have dribble, steal, pass, action speed, critical damage, defense, HP, reflexes, recovery, counterattack resistance, and critical resistance. The dribble stat, before I go into that, let's see what increases what. So power increases dribble attack power and shoot attack power. Technique increases the bonus attack power at the pass and steal attack power. Vitality increases defense bonus by a little bit and max HP. And speed, of course, affects action speed. There's a little bit, they have it all written down here, and it says what each stat does, but I'll still go over it. So yeah, there's your four main bars that have power, technique, vitality, and speed, which I just said what each one does. Now to get into a little bit of nitty-gritty, dribble will affect how much damage you do when trying to penetrate an enemy. A penetrating enemy is when you have the soccer ball and try to break through. So your dribble stat affects how much damage you will do to the enemy. The steal stat is how much damage you'll do when you're trying to steal the ball, when you don't have the ball and you're trying to take it from the opponent. So that, of course, affects how much damage you'll do to the enemy once again. In this game, you can pass the ball left to right in a line if you're doing a normal pass. Some people have skills that send the ball forward, but just for the sake of it, we're just going to talk about left to right. The pass stat adds a certain amount of power to a player, like to his dribble and steal. So say you have a card that's weak and you can't penetrate through. Of course, one of the logical things to do is to try to pass the ball to someone else that can break through, and by passing to him, you give him extra attack power and steal. So it makes it harder for the enemy to either take the ball from you because they give you a little bit extra steal bonus, so when they attack you, you'll still do more damage. Actually, you know what? I don't think steal affects being attacked. I'm going to stick with dribble. My bad. Cancel that out. But if you have the ball and someone passes to you, even if you don't get an attack off, you'll still do a decent amount of damage with the extra bonus attack. As well as if you have the ball and you're attacking before the enemy can attack you. So pass basically just affects how much damage you're going to do and can help you with getting out of sticky situations. Action speed determines how fast your action bar recovers. The action bar has to reach a certain percentage in order for you to have a turn. So the faster you are, the more turns you get, so the more damage you can do. Critical, of course, is a percent chance to do extra damage. What is that extra percent damage? Well, it depends on how much critical damage you have. This character, for example, has 55% critical damage. So she adds you can multiply whatever damage you're going to do by 0.55 and then add it onto that base damage. That's pretty much how you'd calculate any kind of critical damage. So having more critical damage means you'll do more damage critical hits, which is good. Defense affects how much damage you take when being attacked, aka penetrated or shot at. This stat will become a little bit less important in a future update. They're going to lower, I believe, it's not 100%, but I believe they are going to lower how much defense actually affects how much damage you take. So you will be taking more damage, actually, instead. That came out, that probably sounded confusing, but basically, you'll take more damage now. Defense does less to help you. They want it to be more fast-paced, the game. So, there's that. HP, one of the most important stats in the game, of course, is the HP of the card. There are a number of ways to keep HP up. You can have stones and all that, but for time's sake purposes, all I'm going to say is the more HP you have, the better. Reflex, possibly one of the most, if not the most important stat in the game, determines whether you will steal the ball or get stolen from. The lower your reflex, the worse it is to have for, in a match. Later on, you will want high reflex. Be on the lookout for passive skills that increase reflex rate within the position or within cards themselves, because this stat is very important. So even if your opponent has 1 HP, if they have a crap load more reflex than you, you may not be able to break through or steal the ball from them. You'll just sit there and just hit them. It'll be a brick wall. So reflex is important. Remember that. Recovery rate. Once your card goes down to 0 HP, it takes a certain amount of time for the card to come back to life. And when the card's dead, that lane is open for the enemy team to just freely go through and attack the next lane. Whether that be the midfield or the forwards or an enemy team's defense. Any of that. So, recovery rate, not necessarily as important. It's a nice little it's a nice stat to have, but the chances of increasing it, you don't really have too many options to really increase recovery rate, but that's what it's for. That's all you need to know. Counterattack resistance is actually a pretty good skill. It affects whether or not you'll be able to steal the ball or get stolen from. So, in a way, well, I don't think it'll affect stealing the ball for sure. I'm not 100% sure on that, so don't quote me on that one. But attacking, how much... No, counterattack. This is how it works. If you're attacking the enemy, what are the chances of them attacking you and stealing it? Well, not really attacking you, but what are the chances of them stealing the ball from you? So counterattack resistance kind of helps block out the reflex when you're attacking the enemy. And it also helps when you're being attacked. There we go. That's the combination I was looking for. So counterattack resistance, yeah, only a few cards have counterattack resistance buffs within the position. There are some stones that have it. Pretty important stat to have. Not the big one to look out for, but it helps to battle against opponents with high reflex. Critical resistance, of course, is your resistance to critical hits. So you can subtract the numbers there and find out what the opponent's chances of critical hitting you are. So that's just some basic stats. As you can see, I'll just show a little quick passive for my Belle. She's a legendary 7-star. That's the best right now you can get is legendary 7-star cards. 7-star cards are the best. Legendary are hard to get. But they come with some good passes. If you see a passive skill that has something that says within the position, that means that entire line, whether it be defense, midfield, or offense, it'll affect every card in game. So that's something to look out for and to know. All right, other than that, that's the stats part of the game. Let's go about, if my game will load. Sorry, I'm actually on mobile data. We'll see what happens here. Well, I'll just keep talking. For people starting out, they will wonder, yeah, connection lost. They will wonder what kind of deck should they look out for. Should they go a mono team, or should they be rainbow, or maybe they should be dual or whatnot? We have 5 different elements here: Ardor, Whirlwind, Thunder, Light, and Dark. I will say this right now: Ardor is strong against Whirlwind. They get, I believe, a 25% attack bonus versus Whirlwind cards, and take 25% less damage as well. Might be 20, but I think it's 25. But it's 5% difference, you know. You get the point. They're strong against certain elements. Ardor's strong against Whirlwind. Whirlwind's strong against Thunder. Thunder is strong against Light. And Light is strong against Dark. Don't worry about special cards. There's something kind of completely different. And, of course, they have a Spirit Stone slot here to show you all different kinds of Spirit Stones they have. I really recommend... Most people don't know what they want to do, so they start out rainbow, and of course you're going to start out rainbow. But I really recommend looking through the cards, seeing what there is, and deciding from, you know, maybe you saw some artwork you liked in certain cards, and you've decided you want to use these cards instead. So maybe you want to be a mono Whirlwind or a mono Light. That's a possibility, but try to make a decision earlier on. It will save you so much more time in the future. It's nice to have a lot of different element type cards, because for Colosseum's sake, where you get most of your crystals, you kind of need to run a rainbow team. So there's that to think about as well. But for PvP purposes, mono is a pretty solid way to go. But yeah, just look through, decide on what you want to be. If you can't decide between 2 elements or something like that, there are some abilities that players have that give you the option to give stats to 2 different element types. This is called a dual effect. Let me think of... Does Whirlwind have? I think Whirlwind has one, yeah. This person. When you're forming a team, there is a card you choose to be the ace card, and each card has an ace effect. Here, this card's ace effect is to increase attack power and HP of Whirlwind and Dark players by 12%. When she hits 6-star, it'll be 25%. So you get some attack power and HP there for all Whirlwind and Dark cards. So if you can't really decide on one element, you can always go dual and maybe having some fill-in spots with other element types. But the ace effect is one of the most important things to have in this game, and usually you want to look out for increased attack power and HP, because that gives more damage for your striker and all of the other cards, of course. But the most important thing is have more damage for your striker, but more HP for your keeper. Your keeper needs to survive. So attack power and HP skills are great to look out for. So you can see they have quite a few cards in this game. I'm going for Mono Thunder. I kind of just decided early on. I wasn't really too picky about it. At first I was saying I want to go Ardor, you know, Mono Ardor, blah blah blah, because I had gotten a striker called Char, who's Ardor, but I got quite a few Thunder cards and Dark cards, so I decided between Thunder and Dark what element I wanted to go with, because I knew I wanted to go mono or attempt to, and I'll work on maybe dual decks later on, but still I'm working on my mono team. But besides all that, try to think of a deck you'd like to go for. The biggest reason is because of scouting. You get you get a soccer ball or a scout ball every 2 hours, and you have a chance, as you can see, of finding things. That was a really bad scout, but this is where you're going to get most of your cards from. Don't really rely on draws. Draws will help you out in the beginning. I'll tell you the quickest way about getting draws for cards. But scouting, it costs $1,600 for a 5-star GP. As you can see at the top right corner, I have 2,167 GP right now. I'll discuss ways to get GP as well. But it costs $1,600 for a 5-star. I believe it's $500 for a 4-star. Or is it $320? It's $320. It's $500 for a manager 4-star. $320 for a 4-star. And then it kind of just lowers from there. I don't really recommend buying 4-stars. Try to be very patient and save up for specific 5-stars that you would like in whatever deck you're running. Neat things to be on the lookout for is every week there is a new legendary that you're able to scout. They have a very low percentage of getting, but they can be useful in any kind of team. Any kind of mono team. Like Jin here is one of the best keepers in the game. He increases his own HP, he increases his critical resistance, he decreases the enemy's critical rate and reflex within the position. Those are great passives to have for a keeper. And of course he goes 7-star. There's only 3 7-star keepers right now. One is Jin, which is Whirlwind. The other is K, which is he's a light keeper, and the last one is Zebroy, which is a dark keeper. They'll eventually get 7-star keepers for all the elements, so don't panic and be like, I have to go this type of deck so I can have this keeper and do better. It doesn't really work like that. There's also a season scout. I'm not going to go into too much detail on this. If you're just now starting out, there's really no point in talking about this. You won't be strong enough to do season scout. What we'll talk about is the best way to start off getting some draws, and that's story mode. Story mode is over on the very far left corner tab, and there are 76 missions with 3 matches within each mission. Starting out, each one will be locked, and you'll have to go through each little league and beat 2 out of 3 opponents in order to go to the next league. Each league you beat, you get 5 crystals, which is a pretty good amount. And once you've done enough of story mode, you'll get 300 crystals, which you can use to do a 10+1 draw and hopefully find some 5-stars. Before I get in about drawing, I'll just stick with the crystals for now. This is a good way to get crystals. Another good way to get crystals is you have achievements in this game, and once you complete certain things, you will get crystals. There are lifetime achievements, which is the consecutive that keep building up off of itself. There are daily achievements right here. There's tasks you have to do in order to get them, and seasonal achievements. The biggest thing is the seasonal achievement stuff. The daily achievements are a good way to rack up money when just now starting out and all that cool stuff. But I would try to do everything here in the seasonal achievements as much as possible. I think the hardest thing for anyone starting out to be able to do will be the Colosseum, conquering Colosseums. It used to be the 25, and now it's only the 15, so... And the 3-star Neris isn't really worth it so much. But, okay, these should be pretty easy to do. I'll give a go-ahead about this. Actually, I want to stay away from that. But, as you can see right here, the season achievement has 30 crystals, which is nice to get. So, season achievements usually last 2 weeks. They'll reset every 2 weeks. You can also buy crystals in the shop. Maybe I should... Okay, there we go. They're kind of expensive if you live in the US, and I think globally they may be expensive too. I'm not sure. I don't really buy crystals anymore. They had a cool event package starting out that was much cheaper that you could get more for. So I really don't care to spend any more. I've already spent enough. But yeah, there's crystals you can get with money. There's crystals you can get in story mode. You get a few thousand from story mode overall. There's a few thousand you can get, so that's plenty of draws. But starting out, it may be hard for you to continue doing story mode and progress and get stronger. So there are other ways to get stronger so you can keep going through story mode, and that's to do space-time continuum. Oh, they have black hole swirling up. But during certain times, just go on a site and look it up. But during certain times, penguins will show up. And what penguins are used for are to level up your cards. And they give a massive amount of experience. They show up 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they show up 4 times during Sundays through Thursdays. And I believe 3 times on Fridays and Saturdays. I believe it's 3 times. I'm thinking 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 3 times. But they give penguin cards that give massive boosts to your cards. I wouldn't be too picky about, you know, getting the right element type penguin with the right element type card, because you get a 1.5% or you get a 150% boost in experience for that card. But you basically, you'd only be able to level up card up once a week, and it takes a long time to level up the cards. At least it did for me. I got tired of it, so I just started throwing all the penguins into one card anyways. I just stopped caring. I was like, I need to level up my cards. I don't need to worry about, because I had like mostly Ardor at the time, so I just wait once a week to level up my Ardor cards. So I was like, there's no point in just doing this. So you can level up your cards and get stronger, and then go back into story mode and complete more missions and get more crystals. I don't know how many crystals you start off with anymore, but once you get to 300, I'd wait till you get to 300. I would do the event draw and draw 11 cards. You get an extra card, and you're guaranteed at least a 4 to 5 star card. The rates seem to have... I won't go into that, but you have a chance of getting a 5-star card, and sometimes more than 1 5-star. I know I have gotten 3 5-star before in a draw. Some people have gotten 4. Some have gotten a few legends in a draw. Like, it's really rare to get a few legends, even 1. But each week there's an event week each week, and it will increase the chances of finding whatever attribute players. For this week, it's dark attribute players. For another week, it could be Ardor or Whirlwind or Thunder or Light. It has its own rotation. I don't recall the rotation off the top of my head right now. But if you're looking for a specific card more so per se, I would wait for the event week of that element type if you can be patient enough to hold on to your crystals. They increase, drop info. Yeah, they increase the chances of finding 5 stars by 2% on the event week. So instead of 3%, it's 5%. And they increase the chances of finding 4 stars compared to 3 stars. That's 73%, 22%, 4 star, and 5% 5 star. If you go to a specific mono tab, you have 3% chance, 17% chance, and 80% chance. So they increase the chances of getting cards besides 3 stars by a little bit. The thing about mono draws is, once they come out with new cards, you can't scout them yet until they put them into the scout. I lost my train of thought, sorry. Let me try to reword that so it's easier. New cards that come out are in mono tab. You can only get them from mono tab until they're put into scout, and they're only put into scout after they put more new cards into the mono tab. They last in mono tab quite a while, so you won't be able to get these new cards for quite some time until more new ones come out. I played the patient game, and I'm just going to worry about event draws for specific cards I need and wait for them to come out in the scout. There's plenty of good cards out there in Scout already. I wouldn't worry too much about it if you're a new player. But yeah, event draw, very important. Every three 10+1 draws plus 7 single draws gives you a mileage ticket. At the bottom right, there's a mileage bar. A mileage ticket gives you a free 5-star card. So, something to work towards is getting a mileage card. I normally just do 4 10+1 draws. I don't really... Maybe I shouldn't do that, but some people like to be super specific on being exact on the mileage. But if you want to know how the exact amount, you need 3 10+1 draws and 7 single draws. So those are some ways to get cards at scouting, and of course event pull. There are boss matches in this game, but if you're just now starting out, it's going to be quite some time before you can even attempt to do them, so don't even worry about it. The best way to get money in GP now, this is probably the last thing I'm going to go on because I really need to end the video soon. This is a place to get crystals as well. It's Colosseum of Despair. If it loads, maybe I've been idle for too long. I'll just say it right now while it reloads. It's a Colosseum, so you climb the floors of the Colosseum, and there's 50 floors. You're battling the computer players, but essentially you're competing against other people to get to a higher rank. Right now I'm 3.552%. I'm gonna I'll lower that hopefully down into the top 1%. And they have a global ranking, a national ranking, and then ranking with your friends. The rewards for Colosseum are these. So read at your leisure, and it's a good, like showing here, it's a good way to get crystals as well. Colosseum also gives you GP per match that you complete. Once you've hit your limit, you can reset once per day the Colosseum for free and re-go through the Colosseum floors and get more GP and maybe more chances to find a, what's the term, champion. Yeah, there we go, champion. Champions randomly show up in Colosseum, and the rewards you can get for champions are 3-star cards, a little bit more GP, or if you get lucky, you can get a 5-star card from the champion, and that's something to be on the lookout for. She's a free 5-star for y'all starting out, and she has decent passive skills and stats and all of that such. So be on the lookout for that. And the last thing you can find is a specific champion called a Gatekeeper champion, and they drop Gatekeepers. I'll get into that a little bit in a second, but the Colosseum of Despair is a good way to get GP. The other good way is to do Galaxy Arena and get up a streak by battling other players. I do not recommend doing the Galaxy League. It is a mess right now, and for new people, you will get nowhere. Don't even worry about the league. Focus on building up your team and just do Arena. Arena, you can get massive amounts of GP if you can get a high enough streak going and keep it up. You get a ball every 30 minutes, and the winning streak will last 2 hours, and you also get buffs. But yeah, that's a good way to get GP and gold. Remember that. Farm that as much as possible. So that's GP. That covers GP, crystals. I talked about the decks. The last thing I guess I should say would be, let me go to the book, are Gatekeepers. Gatekeepers are special cards. Penguin, every card in here is a special card. Well, except for the event cards. Don't worry about them. That's something else. But the Gatekeepers, the special cards, the penguins, elementals, swirlies, I'll get into that right now. These are the Gatekeepers. There are 3-star versions and 5-star versions. And this guy right here actually has a 6-star version that doesn't do anything, so don't worry about that. But each gatekeeper does something. The Litre right here, what he does is he can superb a card, a 3-star or 4-star card. He can give him a free superb. I'll explain that in a second. Let's just go through the whole rotation. The 3-star Kuma gives a massive amount of experience to a card. The 3-star Mera doesn't really... I wouldn't... Let me see if he actually... Okay. So he can be used for special training only for 3-star or below. So he can special train 3-star or below cards. Don't worry about that either. The 3-star Neris is for trading 3-star or... No, okay. It's 4-star or less. So it can trade 2-star, 3-star, 4-star cards for a higher ranked card. And the Beelzebub, this little pig guy, just call him a pig, whatever. He increases a stat by 5, a single stat by +5. Now, the evolved version of the Gatekeepers, these 5-star versions, the 5-star Litre gives a superb to a 5-star base card or higher. The 5-star Kuma gives even more experience. The 5-star Mera gives more... Doesn't give more. I lost my train of thought, sorry. The 5-star Mera gives a card a special train. You need 5 of them, or 5 5-star cards in general. So having a 5-star Mera is like having a free spot for a special training a card. I'll talk about that in a second as well. The 5-star Neris allows you to trade a 5-star card for a base 5-star card. I believe the 5-star card, though, had to originally have been a 4-star, like evolved to a 5-star. You can't do that with 3 stars and go up to 5-star. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. And the 5-star Beelzebub gives +7 into all stats. I'll show you about the evolving also. Special cards here, these guys, the Rainbow Elemental and Black Hole Swirly are used for evolving cards, and the Elementals here are used for evolving cards, and also the Emperor Swirlies are used to evolve cards. I'll finish wrapping this up and hopefully be done. Stuff keeps adding. So, let's show special training first. This is what I was talking about. So I have a 5-star. This is a 5-star base card here. So she needs 5 level 50 5-star cards in order to special train her, and she'll always have 10, like she'll always go to level 60 from then on out. She gets extra stats, more skills for her stats, and you'll just be overall stronger. I don't have a 5-star Mera, but if I had a 5-star Mera, I could just throw that in there instantly. As you can see, the cards have to be level 50 as well. That's one of the benefits of the 5-star Mera. It does not have to be level 50. But yeah, special training card gets them to level 60, and it's just better. They're better. They get a cool little outline around the card. You'll see it in games later on, or maybe on YouTube. You'll see what I'm talking about. It's a frame. So special training does that. Now, of course, you can train your cards and level them up. This is where you level up your cards. You throw them in for training, and then you pick something that gives XP. The only thing I recommend for training to give XP are Kumas or penguins. Do I have any penguins? I don't know. I might not have any penguins. I was just going to show real quick. I may not. I don't think I do. I think I used them earlier. Have any experience? Well, I won't use it, but I'll just show you with a Kuma. I wait for to 5-star Kumas before I use them. But yeah, as you can see, they give experience, and it shows how many levels you'll increase. The other thing to be on the lookout for is evolving a card. You have to get a card to level... Well, I didn't have to do that. You have to get a card to level 50 before you can evolve it. And there at the bottom it says Evolve tab, and it shows how much money you need to evolve the card and what you need. right here, it's showing that I need 4 5-star elementals, 2 3-star elementals, and 3 4-star elementals. So elementals are very important to evolve your cards, and they show up once a week on a certain day. To get a card to 7-star, I don't even think I have a card that can go 7-star. I think I have 7-star. Oh, I do, thank the Lord. Okay. To get a card to 7-star, you need either 2 rainbow elementals or 2 black hole swirlies, 6 5-star elementals of the specific color, and an emperor swirly, and more gold, of course. When you get a card to 7-star, if they can go 7-star, one of their passive skills changes. Like as you can see, from Specialized Shoot to Firestorm for Char. So that covers special training, evolving. Okay, I'll show these guys real quick. Let's just use this guy for example. Alright, so Mara, you need 4 other Maras plus this one, plus 96,000 gold to evolve it. That's going to be the same with all Gatekeepers. So, yeah. There it is, 5-star Mara. The gold is pretty useful in this game. Oh, okay, I didn't go over... Okay, if you're trying to level up, I recommend doing story mode and the daily matches. Those daily matches which drop elementals. I used to do a few of them to get a decent amount of experience. It was a little bit more than story mode. I think ST versus how much experience I got was slightly better early on, but that helped me keep going through story mode and progress further more quickly. Also, during certain times of the day, you get ×2 experience and ×2 gold. So be on the lookout for those. You can research that on your own time. The last thing I will go over is Spirit Stones. I should probably show the cards first. 5-star base cards and higher have Spirit Stone slots. They have an extra Spirit Stone slot compared to 4-star and lower. Also, when you special train, that center slot comes open. So at first, if you have a 5-star or higher, you can put 3 stones in it. When you special train it, you can also put a 4th stone in it. Stones do random things for your cards. As you can see from Maluka, I have a unique passing stone for her, and a few other rares. They can give benefits to the entire team, or just that player itself, and they're very important to invest into. You have, as you saw there, I went to my Spirit Stone inventory. You can hold 100 Spirit Stones, and the stones cost gold to level up and get pluses on them. So they get better stats, of course, but they also have a chance of evolving every +3. I'm not going to try it, but every 3rd stat added on. So this +1, +3 will be when it has a chance to evolve, and then when it hits +6 has a chance to evolve, +9 has a chance to evolve, +12 has a chance to evolve, all the way up to +15, which is the last one. Rare stones are the only stones that can go to unique stones. Keep that in mind, commons won't do that. I will show the Spirit Stone book real quick. As you can see, there's quite a few, and you can click on them and just see what they do. I need to explain the Beelzebub a little bit better. Alright, as you can see on my cards, some have +28, +120, +51, whatever, blah blah blah. Okay, sorry. Running on fumes now. Those Beelzebubs I was talking about, they give +5 to 1 stat or +7 to all stats. There you have the power, technique, vitality, and speed. That's what I was talking about earlier. A 5-star Beelzebub adds +7 to all stats. Each stat there can go all the way up to +30, hence +120. Of course, here you see I have +40 on 2 of them. That's because of managers. Managers are important in the game, but starting out, you don't need to worry about them too much. You need to worry about your decks. You can find that information about managers on information boards and whatnot. But that's what Beelzebubs do, just to clarify. Okay, I talked about that. Sometimes there will be events going on that you can get little benefits, little easy things just by logging in to help out your journey to get better. I think that pretty much covers everything. I'm trying to think. Well, if it doesn't, this is a good start off. This is a good start off for whoever actually made it through this insanely long. I'm pretty sure this video is like 40 something minutes, so kudos to you if you're able to actually sit here and listen to all my information. But I must be going now, so this is Galatea signing out. I will see y'all next time.